Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Tuesday the 12th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning way earlier than I really wanted to, but got up, got around, got the dogs outside, keeping them as quiet as I can, all that good fun stuff. From there, basically hung around the morning. My wife got up and got around so I could start making some more noise, got the dogs all fed, and all the good fun stuff that comes with that, got that taken care of. And then kind of chilling out this morning, didn't really start anything going because my wife was planning on going into the office today, so I was going to take her. She was there yesterday, and I thought it was kind of weird to go back to back. She should at least feel like every other day, but she wanted to go in today, so I'm like, okay, cool, no big deal. So went ahead, said to heck with it, and it was about time to take her in there, and it was that time frame of figuring it all out. Had another lady wanting to drop the dog off, so we're waiting for that to happen. The plan was to basically take her as soon as the dog got dropped off, pretty much, because the time frame was about when she wanted to go to work. So I dropped the dog off, everything's good, and checked my wife. I'm like, hey, dog's here, dogs are getting along, they're all fine, they're all good. She's outside peeing on things. The dog loves to go out and pee on stuff. That dog is just a peeing fool. For a girl, she loves to pee on things. She's so funny. So basically told my wife, today we're good to go, anytime you want to go. And she's like, I think I'm gonna stay home. Like, but, and she goes, my arm is absolutely straight up fire, it's killing her. So she had carpal tunnel real bad in that hand a while back, and she thinks it's flaring up, partly because I think using the walker, she's putting a lot of weird strain on it she's not used to. And then yesterday, I'm assuming, can't swear to it, but I'm assuming she used the walker a lot, because instead of taking the wheelchair around the office, I'm sure she used the walker a lot, and it's more than she's done probably since her accident. I almost guarantee it's more than she's done since her accident, so I'm sure that's what happened. She flared it up, and it's really irritating the shit out of her. But she's also, now she's in that concern, like, do I call my regular doctor? Do I call the carpal tunnel surgeon, office that works on this kind of stuff? What do I take care of? And is this part of the workers' comp thing? Because I wouldn't have been using this walker, and I wouldn't have flared up aggravated this injury if it wasn't for the workers' comp injury, and just so much to concern. So she reached out to people she needed to reach out to. She finally found out to talk to, and I think the first appointment they can get her in is 3 weeks from now, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, we're in a first world country. What the hell's going on here? Why is it 3 damn weeks to see somebody about something that's literally hurting so bad she can't go to work today? When I'm sure if she was not, her leg wasn't injured and stuff, she'd be able to overcome this. But you need that arm to walk with the walker, so that now makes it worse, hard for her to walk because she can't use that arm very well. So it's a pain in the ass. But so I went ahead and said no big deal. She couldn't, or she wasn't going to go to work today, so she reached out, let people at the office know, and she's still working from home, so it's not that much different, but it still just sucks. So went ahead, and then I had that time frame of, I got a weird gap of time before I got to take my father-in-law to the doctor, and I'm like, no problem. I reached out to a dog client. I'm watching the dog for like a month, and I'm storing his car here, and he needed new tires, so he was getting those put on today, and I told him if he's going to swap the cars out and stuff to let me know, and we could figure it out. And then it was time to take my father-in-law to the doctor, so went over, got him, put in my truck, and probably should have taken the car, but I don't know what different. For some reason, I take the truck with him because I always smoke cigars when I have him with me, because it keeps me a little more at peace when I have a cigar in my hand. He doesn't seem to annoy me quite so much. I don't smoke in my wife's car that often. I do, but not all the time. So, especially when we sit at the doctor's office in the vehicle smoking, then I don't want that stale smoke sitting there longer than it needs to. So it's not so bad when you're driving the window down and it's blowing out, but sitting still in the parking lot is a different story. So went ahead, got there to get him. He came out, and as soon as he shut the door, he had this weird body movement. He's like, I go around. I'm like, what? He goes, I locked myself out of the house, left his keys inside. I was like, oh, you gotta be shitting me. And then he tells me he's been sick, been throwing up this morning, and it's like, oh, this is great. So he gets in the truck, seems to be decent. Normally he's always hot. He's wanting the air conditioner blowing on him, full blast, blah, blah, whatever. So this time he's actually turning the vents away from him, which is not common for him at all. So, and it's funny because he's the only one that rides in that seat and moves the vents. Have the vents where he wants them. Next time he gets in the truck, because the truck's hot when we just first started up, he's moving the vents all over the place. And it takes him forever to find the vents where he wants them, right back where they were when he got in the last time. But he has to be moving the vents around. So went ahead, he's moving the vents around, but it looks like he's actually chilly, not hot, which is strange for him. So I asked him, he's like, yeah, I'm a little chilly. So I turned the AC down a little bit, and we got up there to the doctor's office, dropped him off, and this place is the worst for timing. It can be sometimes like literally 15 minutes, other times it's hour and 45 minutes. It's been 2.5 hours before, and it's just a general checkup. I think it's once a month. He's got to go see him. They literally check his blood pressure. They ask him, are you still in pain? He says yes. They go, here's your prescription, move along. I'm just like, oh, you gotta be shitting me. How it takes so long, some days I do not understand. But so we had that whole concept. I dropped him off. I decided to do a little shopping. Went and hit up Big Lots and hung around there, walked around the other place a little bit. Again, like I said, it could be 15 minutes or it could be 2 hours. Never know with this place. So get down at Big Lots, and then from there, I walk next door. It's like a little grocery store, a little place called Primes. It's got a really good produce center. It's got some really cool cheeses and stuff, but I didn't bring a cooler with me, so not a big deal. I did end up buying some potato chips at Big Lots. They were cheaper there than they are at Walmart or at like Publix and stuff in Winn-Dixie. So I grabbed myself a bag of chips. I really like the sweet and spicy Doritos, the purple bag. Oh, they're so good. But they went up so much in price, I stopped buying them because I'm just being a cheapskate. So, especially I got rid of my Sam's membership. I don't want to pay regular store prices on stuff anymore. So, found myself eating a lot less of that kind of stuff. So, went ahead, headed back over, got fuel, went and waited out in front of the doctor's office for him, and sat there for a long time. And my truck, just AC works on it, spectacular. Let's just set it idle, like set and stopped. It'll just slowly quit working. And it's because my truck idles too low. So went ahead and said, hell with it, turned off the AC, had the windows down. And there was a little bit of shade, not a great amount of shade, but a little bit of shade. So hung out there, and it was hot enough that I was just sitting in the truck sweating. I kept thinking, telling myself I was gonna go buy like a DeWalt, rechargeable battery fan or something, or even look at the Ego. The Ego's too big, I think, for the truck, but I'm just looking at doing something like that and haven't done that yet. So I'm sitting here with no wind, nothing, just sitting here, finished my cigar. Finally get a call from him saying that he's done. He said he tried to text me twice and didn't go through. And I'm like, oh, don't tell you, but he called me, so I said, okay, I'll be there in a second. I'm already in the parking lot, so I drive over there, turn the corner to the back of the building where the office is, and he's nowhere in sight. So I sat there for a while, and he finally eventually comes out. And I'm like, you heard me say I was going to be here in a second. Walk out. So he gets out to me, and I park. There's where the door is. The handicap ramp is, I don't know, 45 feet away maybe. So I park my truck. It's dead center between those two. So if he wants to step off the curb, he can. He can come around the front of the truck, walk over and get the door. If he wants to get on the handicap ramp, he just walks behind the truck, walks down the handicap ramp, walks up and gets in the truck. Either one works. So, but he decides to go off the curb, but he wants to hold on to my truck because he goes down the curb, which is fine. He has a cane, but he doesn't want to use it. He wants to my truck, but he stopped out of reach of my truck. So he's like reaching for my truck, but he can't quite reach it. I'm like, he's going to fall on his face right now. I know he is. And I'm like, holy crap. And I told my wife, I tried to pull forward, he would have thought I was going to run him over. So it would have startled him even worse kind of thing. So just kind of let it go. He got down, he got a hold of the truck when I took a step over, got a hold of the truck, came over and got in, and it was just shook. And I guess he threw up twice in the doctor's office, because whatever. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding yourself. If I get to tell you I need to pull over, you gotta pull over real quick. So I'm like, okay. So we head home. I told him to put his seatbelt on. He's all slouched down. When he gets like tired or gets really sick, whatever, he like won't sit up in the seat. He like lays back like where his shoulders like touching the armrest. Like it's real weird. I'm like, we can't leave till you put on a seatbelt, because if we get in a wreck, I need the seatbelt on kind of thing. So he finally slid up enough, got the seatbelt on, so he took off, headed home, and hit the interstate. And I was like, if I can just get to the interstate, there's enough room I can pull over quickly. My fear is he's going to tell me I had to puke, like at a stoplight, like a third lane over or something. I can't get to the side. So I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. So head home, and just basically, he's all super quiet and stuff, whatever. We made it to about Port Orange, just south of Port Orange there. And he's like, oh, you got to pull over. So whip over real quick. I'm right lane only in this process. Get over, get stopped. I don't want to pull too far in the grass because I don't want it to slope down to the ditch part where he's going to slide if he gets out. So he gets out and steps on the ground, kind of leans against the truck and then throws up from full standing position. Doesn't even lean over, just like such a weird way to throw up. But he makes such crazy noise when he's throwing up. So basically, he texted my wife, said, hey, your dad's throwing up. Been sick this morning, was sick twice at the doctor's office, so I tried to take him to the ER. And she basically said, what's he saying? And I asked him if he wanted to go to the ER. And he said, no, he just wants to go home. I'm like, okay. My wife said, basically it's up to me if I want to take him to the ER or not. And he said he didn't want to go, so I said, okay, whatever. So we head on home, makes it home without an issue. He's just slow. He's tired. He's exhausted. He's not feeling good. And I don't know. He does this a lot. Didn't seem to do that much when he was at the care center, but the entire time he's at the care center, he never smoked weed. And he's smoking a lot of weed now. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I don't know if he's taking more morphine than he should be. I don't know. My wife does all his pills, so I don't think he has access to it unless he's saving it up like he used to do. He would hold it back, then he would party with it, kind of thing. So I don't know if that's partly what's happening again. I don't know, because it seems like the only time he gets sick like this is when he's overusing his medication. So who knows? Get him home. Also, as I left, I forgot, as I was leaving town, I made it, I don't know, 12 minutes from the house. I get a call from the roofing company, the dumpster guy, saying he'd bring the dump trailer by. He'll be there in like an hour. And I'm like, well, I didn't know. I've been asking you guys what time you're showing up today and whatnot. I didn't hear from nobody. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I was like, you drive 6 shifts because my car, 5-speed, is in the way. He said, yeah, I'll take care of it. I said, okay, I'll have somebody meet you there with the key. You get the car away, so I had to park it across the street. Also in that time frame, I got a text, or a call, literally like 3 minutes after that. So I just dealt with my dumpster, which is no big deal. We got it handled. The guy's going to move the car all the way, so all good there. We get a call from the guy with the dog that I'm watching that has his cars here, and they're about done with his tires for his BMW and wants to come get stuff out of the Cadillac, which right now is across the street at my old house. And I didn't want it in the way of the dumpster and stuff, because I definitely didn't want to have somebody else driving another person's car. It's one thing they drive mine, it's a whole different story if they drive somebody else's. So went ahead, said held it, and I told him where the car was. I said where the key was going to be. I told him where the key was in the garage. I told him I was going to have the door. I'd remotely open the door so he could go get the key and stuff out of it. He went and got the key, went and got the stuff out of the car, put the key back so I can move the car if I need to, and that. So it's all good there. So he headed out, so that went smoothly. Eventually the dumpster got dropped off, and I asked Mom, I said, hey, asking me to put it near the north side of the driveway a little bit enough that I can get a wheelchair by. And he was like, I said, answer with the south side, it'd be a lot easier. I'm like, I don't think it would be, but whatever. So I got home and it was on the north side driveway. So it was all good. I got room to get the wheelchair through and that, so it's not a big deal there. So that made me feel good. I got back and saw that it was most out of the way. But I get home, and so now my car is parked in front of the Cadillac, which is now also blocking where I parked my truck over there at that house. So I dropped my father-in-law off in the street. So I said, head up, I'll go unlock your house, because I got to go get in because he locked himself out. So I went ahead, pulled the truck up after he got out of the way, went in, let him in the house, got the door open, got him inside, and then moved the car back to my house, then put my truck away. So it's just that dumb stuff. Just that little things you don't realize just kind of adds up. Get done with that, get back to the house. My plan was actually pick my wife up on the way home from the father-in-law's appointment, but since she didn't go to work, that didn't have to happen, so it worked out well. So we got there, talked to her a little bit. She's still not doing great. Her arm's hurting her a lot, but she's not doing horrible. Went ahead and she wanted to adjust the height of the walker, which I changed it for her, and it's all good there. I think that will help. I don't know if it will or not, we'll see. So who knows. Went ahead and got that adjusted, and I just, with the physical therapist at the hospital, set it up, but I think it was too tall, so we did get it lowered down. So we got that taken care of. Everything's all going good. The dogs are getting along, got them outside, got them playing and stuff, and all the good fun things we need to do out there. They were in and out a few times while I was gone because Mom was here letting them out. And then when Karen had to move to the house, Mom just let them outside. They'd go play for a little bit, and then Karen would get moved where she wanted, come back in, let the dogs back in, kind of thing. So that way the dogs can't knock her down. So we got done with it. Ended up got done all that. So I was kind of just relaxing a bit. Playing the dogs, decided it's time to get my run in. I get my run done. Got back, got myself a shower, and then time for dinner. Ended up having a pork loin, and there was peppers and onions and bacon in the slow cooker, and it's a new slow cooker we just bought. Turned out splendid. It was really, really good. I don't know if slow cooker or just a better recipe. I don't know which. So we knocked that out, and that turned out really, really well. And then ended up from there, headed outside, just chilled at the pups in the evening, and waiting for them to start working on my roof tomorrow, hopefully. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. We don't have any big rainstorms, nothing that mess it all up, and we're good to go. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.